Hey, what's going on? So this is just going to be a review of Optuma, which is, gotta say, I'm thoroughly impressed, and this depresses me greatly. I may have to splurge the whatever it is. It's thousands of dollars for this software, but it's a good investment if you know what you're doing. Some of this stuff, I'll just load this little template I made. It has a little built-in ephemeris where you can just pull it up anytime, and I can just kind of drag that right to the price, which is really nice. I wish that I could edit the formulas that it uses, but you can see when price drop down here, up here we're trying, we're nothing but red trines. Selling, boom, down here we start seeing blues, lots of blue going on right here on that close especially, and there was a part here, I think it's down here, where we got a little bit more dynamic geometry that I had it on, but just a really great tool to be able to click, drag this around and see where price is closed, price closed square. So we could still very well be long. Up here obviously we get trying, so when price jumped up there, boom, it ended up spiking all the way back down and closing here, right? Really nice tool. This ephemeris built right in to where you can just set it and check that out. And then we have the GAN planetary lines. I've added all the lines here. So, moon, sun, we got all that. You have to add them individually, which is a bit of a prick. It'd be nice if I could just click and add all of them here, like you can with some of the other tools in here. But you just have to add the thing a couple times, or multiple times, however many planetary lines you want. I honestly don't have any fucking idea what GAN was doing with these lines. I'm going to have to go back and read some of the diets, probably in tunnels. I really don't feel like doing that fucking puzzle though. That's all tunnels through the air is just a big fucking puzzle for you to figure out to get planetary cycles, to get certain cycles, which this program is wonderful for. Come in here and there's different ways to load these charts. I can load them side by side, open a new window. Really nice features. This is sweet too. You can just load a GAN swing chart right away. You don't have to do all the accounting of it, but I'll just load a candlestick and we'll go. I haven't looked at Euro USD in forever. Let's just load the Euro USD. So when you double click, that's what you're going to get. Well, I kind of have a little bit of a default settings here. I don't want the expanded chart, so I want that on so I can see the price, but you can expand it just to get even more kind of more viewable screen. There's the history slider, so that you can adjust time this way as well. And the key chart, I don't know what this is. I guess just showing you where price is now. I don't know what that's about, but just a really solid platform all around. Let's click on the bars and come in here and edit the candlesticks, change everything up here, and show the date showing. You can switch your uncheck for Henkinashi irregular. You can set what your Henkinashi is set to, so like colored volume, different stuff like that, right? I have strength, which is basically just your regular Henkinashi candles. So that's pretty sweet. What else? So we'll go with this. I'm not sure why I got a grid on there. Didn't mean to have that. But the tools are just immaculate. Like, look at this. This is what I can't really screenshot this. I would have screenshot it. But look at, here's all the astrology tools. Declination's great. You throw that on, you have especially Mercury declination. Really nice for timing things. You can just jump in here and obviously switch the, you got to make sure you click on it. There you go. And then you can switch the planet that is going to show its declination. Switch it to, I prefer sidereal for everything. and just giving you a nice transition right off of this low, creating a bit of a harmonic pattern, M's and W's, whatever. But we're starting to move upwards. We then start to rally down now. The same type of situation down here. We've put in a low here. Perhaps we're going to see another kick down, which could last all the way to here. Or, if this does start to, this little energy in here, which is where we're at right now, I do believe that this is going to shift price to the upside, where we then can test these highs at some point with the Euro USD. Sorry, I was thinking with the USD CAD be pushing higher. So this is the Euro USD. It is in that little state as well, right? With Mercury declination, if you're reading it through Mercury declination, we're definitely going to have some sideways action to start the week out by the looks of it through Mercury declination. But by all means, you want to go and back test your markets and see what's what. I haven't done any back testing with the Euro USD, but I know for a fact the Helian transits are nice with especially the Saturn Helian transit with the Euro USD literally just calling tops. And here we are with Saturn. Just kind of change the colors a little bit, and we can go show the line there. Boom. Change your line colors as well if you want. I'm not sure if those are even matching, but cool, close enough. So giving you cycles there. That's just Saturn coming in Helian transition. It was performing quite well on the USD CAD and seems to be doing well here. One thing that I don't get is that it obviously seems to be a pretty equal cycle if you're looking historically here, but it's showing that there's a Helian transit coming in right now, which is not equal, right? It hasn't been equal at all, so I'm not sure what is going on with that. Might be a software thing, I don't know, but or maybe it is a planetary shift or something that I'm not aware of. So yeah, lots of options in here. Change the size of it, right? Go up to like 19, boom, make these bigger. So really, really great stuff. There's the planetary lines. You got the moon phases you can pop on, natal transits, so you can mark, the start of, especially great for stocks and things. Mark its birth point, start point. Parallel transits, when planets are parallel. We just have planetary angles, so you can pop all these on the same kind of way I had the what do you call it? The other feature there, the Helian transits. You can just pop these on, and it's going to give you the degrees of that planet at that time, right? So you can see Mercury. Boom, we're coming into Mercury. It was at something or another. I can't see the candles in the way, but there's 15 degrees, 5 degrees. So we're giving you points when that comes up, and you can add whatever ones, right? Not sure if it switches it. Yeah, so it switches it. You just have to add multiple ones. You see Jupiter, a lot less of those cycles coming in. Right? So you get in here and just find your sweet spot. USD CAD Helian transits are just a simple one little thing on your chart, and it does a wonderful job of typically calling tops, but just in general does a great job of finding cycles. Planetary labels. I wasn't able to do anything with this. Maybe I wasn't using the tool properly or something, but just a little, just gives you like a swing high to swing low thing, and yeah, again, I wasn't able to see the benefits of this at all. I put all the planets on there, but still wasn't able to get any sort of a reading off it, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. It just says start label, but in the diagram there, it did look like it was pretty useful. Like you could measure that. If we look at this here, what was it? I'm all sideways now. Planetary fan label and planetary labels. So planetary labels, tool allows you to quickly and easily measure planetary movements between selected points. So it looks like it's laying everything out for you, in text form on the side there, something like that. So that looks pretty cool. I'm not sure how to get that working though. And really a nice option here, which is what when I first got into trading astrology not too long ago. This was kind of the first thing that I was trying to look at, was the retrograde points. And they're really nice. You got the orb properties in here, where you can set how close the orbs are to it and everything. I thought you could, but I guess not. I don't see the option. It just says show orbs. Okay, so retrograde or direct. There's tons of features in there to change the planet that's going to be showing retrograde. Mercury is the next planet to go into retrograde. So, skimming ahead here. I'm not sure why it's not showing things in the future. I swear it was last night, but anyways, Mercury is about to go into retrograde. As you can see, pretty evenly spaced. It is about to be going into retrograde here. I think it's around March 5th or something like that. I don't know. But and what else? There's lots of great tools in here to just pull up, like I said, different types of charts in there. You have a different type. You can make a correlation grid. This thing really has it all. We also have the boom, right? So we got the hexagon chart in here. You can come in, and I really like this feature in here. We can come in and add additional wheels to the outside here, and it's in here somewhere. Ring 2 has none. See, right? We can go inverse dates. So we've got dates going this way, and then we got dates going this way. So June, July, and you can line that up. I won't go through all that. I was lining up price, and, and you're finding, and it literally like a clock. If you tune into this, I haven't worked with this software too much with the squares of nines and hexagons and wheels and things, but it certainly has a ton of features with that as well. Alright, square of 9, square of 4, hexagon, wheel of 24, all the same things that Ganzilla has to offer as well. I'm still more comfortable with Ganzilla, but this is great here. I just just a learning curve to get used to things. The Ephemeris tools, really good stuff. Probably the coolest part of this. You're able to zoom right in, see the Earth, see the Sun, see the alignments. Have all the degrees and everything. If you want to add, like our galactic center or something, you can do that. Which there's our galactic center right there, Sagittarius. And yeah, here's the orb settings. If you want, you set your orbs. What aspects are going to show, right? Conjunction, oppositions, and you can color code them all. I usually just do this. Okay. So there's a square between Moon and Mars. Yeah. And it's really easy to scroll forward and backwards in time as well. I say that, but I forget how to do it. Here it is. So you just click on the time up here. I can scroll ahead by the minute, scroll ahead by the day, and you see that everything rotating around, right? Boom, there's Mercury's retrograde coming up that I was talking about. So you want to keep your eye on Mercury. We're here, basically right here today. Keep your eye on Mercury here. You're going to see it go into retrograde, and boom, snap out. And there's the retrograde I was talking about. and there's another retrograde period of Mercury, and there's another retrograde period of Mercury, and there's another retrograde. You see how it does that wobble? Those are very key points to be watching for all planets. You can literally map them out and see really great cycles come in for every market when you're watching retrograde. So that's that. Alright, you got the ephemeris. The ephemeris by itself is that's the same thing. Sorry, get the Ephemeris Chart. There we go. We've got the Ephemeris Chart here, and on the weekend, this was these two seemed to be a lot closer together, Saturn and Jupiter. It might actually have been Mercury and I think it was Mercury and Saturn. They weren't yet passed, but the last time I looked at this, and it looks like they have now. They've crossed. So that's cool. Really good stuff in here. It'd be nice if you could, and maybe you can, I just don't know what I'm doing, but overlay this onto your chart as well. Alright, if I could just overlay that on here somehow, it would be nice, but I'm pretty sure that's what the print feature here is for, is to have overlays and things of that nature, much like what Gan was doing. So that's cool. Hope this was a helpful little video. This program is just it's absolutely phenomenal, and I just went through one of these things here. That's just the astrological things. Let's have a look at the different GAN features. They're absolutely insane. You can divide things in threes, eights. There's a bunch of different fans, box, counting bars with it, single degrees and things. This was a nice tool here, the range and the range maker. Then we have this top and bottom thing here. Boom, you can just drop that on there from a swing high to a swing low or something, right? Boom. And you get your cycles for that after. Right, and when you start doing these things, you start to get a new perspective of the markets, right? These are GAN tools that just aren't available in TradingView or most other platforms, and you just don't get that perspective, that the euro could just be continuing to slide down here, right, all the way down to here, which from a fundamental perspective makes great sense, with it going through its its Brexit thing and the stress of all that. The U.S. dollar will definitely try to capitalize, taking any excuse you can, right? Kick them when they're down type of environment here in the trading, in the financial markets. But what else we got here? So the natal chart and the ephemeris. So there's an ephemeris or the natal chart, which is just slightly different. It has things on the outside, right? That was give you a little bit different perspective. So it's just been absolutely thrilled with this. Probably the coolest thing here, I would say, is the pattern. And let me just clean some of this up. The pattern of vibration tool seems just brilliant. It let's take it from this here. So I wanted to grab just a GAN box, and I'm just going to lay it to like 50%. And it'd be nice if I could make sure that these are accurate measurements, but that looks pretty good. It'd be nice if I knew that it was right on the tip of that, but yeah, I'm pretty picky like that. But anyways, what I wanted to show you here is this GAN's pattern of vibration. If I just run that out and match that with that, bingo bango, you can see it's just caught all this, right? Boom, caught that, caught the spike, this push back up, and then boom, it's caught this drive back down, right? And it's saying boom, continue down, and that's precisely what happened thereafter, right? I'm not sure what this little pattern is, this little, it's M's and W thing going on here. A little sketchy pattern, looks like a 2-year-old was doodling or something, but it's fucking pretty sweet when you use it with in 1-to-1, 2-to-1 ratios. That's for sure. So you just don't get these things with other platforms. Like, there's just endless. This thing's fucking crazy. I don't know what this thing is. Just drawing it. Look at that. This thing's crazy. This platform is sick. And just drag this thing on, keep it going. I have no idea what it is. But it's cool. There we are. See that? Boom. We could be easily pulling back up here and getting some relief, but I do believe that we're going to keep that same kind of angle that we've been working with. Price is trading on its angle, and we could be skipping right down for this next one here. Excuse me. So just endless tools, right? In this freaking thing. Get rid of that thing, it's pretty annoying. It takes up everything, but what else do we got? Time divisions and thirds and eighths, price labels. I haven't seen this before. He's giving you a little example, right? Oh, see that? That's cool. Tells you the retracement of it from that point. So that's a pretty sweet tool. So lots more triple octaves. So much in there. Geometric structures are crazy. So where I'm drawing the GAN, this thing's just fucking wild. Or this is where I'm drawing these big things. Let me just get rid of this. This tool here is pretty badass. This fellow here. Drag that up there to there, and does that look familiar again, traders? Alright. So in here we can show the tangents, turn that on. Edit the colors here, make the circle blue, polygon red, and this is where you start creating that geometry. There's 3-point geometry, right? You've also got in here to change the option, boom, shift that to a square so it's measuring from here to here and it's giving you that 4-point geometry. Oops. Come in here, you switch to the pentagon. And what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-point geometry. 6, 7, the octagon, 8. And there's your 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points. And that's a pretty cool structure. I had just measuring quick measurement from there to the low to the high, and price has just been riding this channel ever since, right? All that much more harmony going on. Price is trading in its degree, it's trading in its angle, and there's no reason why this shouldn't continue lower. People tend to look at these little, when they're trading GAN angles and things, they think every little intersection you're gonna get that pullback, right? Or you're gonna get something. But not necessarily. I mean, that can be this right here. That could be your pullback right there on more of a micro scale, right? You need to understand you're not going to see everything you need to see from just one time frame. You may need to see a little wave. I don't know how you trade, but you may need to see a little corrective wave here or there, or you may need to see a candle wick here or there, however it is you trade, but you're just not going to see that all just from one time frame where you're laying your geometry and things, so, or where you may be entering trades and managing risk from. So I do believe this is going to just kind of gander on down here, and I mean this point here is just, you know, catching your eye, right? And what I was doing was just laying additional geometry in here off of it, creating some multi-dimensional geometry by laying the decad. This guy here from point to point, right? Boom. And you can just walk that around. It has its own Sea of Solomon. You know, make that red. Drop this down to 1. Make that blue. Okay, cool. So you see, you can just map geometry around it as well. Alright. I don't feel like laying another one. I'll just take this guy here. If I start mapping him around. Ding. Oops. Oh, it's up here. Clicking on the wrong point. I just start walking this thing around, getting maybe a read as to when we're gonna, you know, you may get a bit more of oops. Oh, I did not want to do that. But just moving this around, we may catch, you know, we maybe move it straight across this square angle here, the square aspect. And it just starts to create some geometry for you, right? What I was going to look at was something like this, though. And this is just geometry that would take you, it would take you so long to draw this geometry trading view. MetaTrader, forget about it. Yeah, so it's really a huge advantage having this kind of thing, right? So there's no reason to me that this market could not wander its way down here, maybe then pop and spike, and then, you know, something like that. It makes perfect sense as far as just charting geometry goes. You know, this is when you have the circle and the square. When you have circle geometry, basically, which is vortex math, vortex geometry, you have a ton of options as to what you want to draw out, and you know, creating some rectangles in here. It's just really, it's just a ton of features in this thing and a ton of options for you. So I think I'll wrap this vid up here. Oh yeah, there's Jenkins too, right? We got Jenkins tools. The tools in here are just endless. Price, this was a really cool feature. Not level, it's levels. You put on the degrees, you can just plot this wherever, doesn't really matter. And it's going to give you the degrees. And these lines here, these levels definitely get respected. You know, maybe it does matter where I plot that. I'm not exactly sure here, but the degrees are definitely nice to have on there. Stick it from that high there. Yeah, no, they're the same wherever you plot it. So you do see them catching a lot of kind of those multi-touch zones for the Euro USD here. The USD CAD was kind of using them for direct levels, but it seems to be kind of polar opposite. You can see it's kind of using it for a level, bouncing up, using it for a level, bouncing back. You know, and it's just using it to kind of fake people out at those levels almost. So pretty nice feature there as well. All right. Cool. Well, that's long enough. I hope you guys are going to have a good week this week. If anyone wants to get down in you know, a group chat with astrological traders, GAN traders, harmonics, geometry, whatever, let me know. All right, cool. Peace.